All right, I've got a Shark HD 510 with a Y-axis that was loose, and this was what I was finding on it. I do have it fixed and got this from the Nextwave Forum. Been making some Wahoo boards, lots of little holes in it. I started noticing, man, they came out really pretty, except the holes were not perfectly round. They had like a little lobe on them, and I was going, what in the world? And I noticed some of this with some lasers. You can see that little bitty node on it, which they're just not perfectly round. And I thought, man, I've been able to do better than that. But anyway, this is just a gift, so it worked out just fine. And anyway, I did come up with a resolution for that, and here is the process that I went through to get there. All right. Well, I backed out the screws out of the mounting plate here, where them 4 screws are, and then slid my gantry down this way. I put a clamp on it because it's rolling backwards on me. And then I worked hard at getting this Allen wrench out of there, and it fits over that shaft right there in that corner, straight down in that hole. So it was loose. It was actually had a little bit of play in it, and I was thinking, okay. So I thought maybe that's it. So anyway, so I'm just cleaning it out. So one of the guys on the forums, Nextwave Forums, said this is what he did and fixed it. So hopefully that's what it's doing on mine. I'm basically cutting a little 1/2-inch hole, and it's putting a little lobe at the top of them. And it just kind of started that within the last 6-8 months. And I've been kind of noticing a little bit here and there when I was lasering. And I think, oh, where's that coming from? Anyway, so I checked that one because I had replaced the cable to that one and pulled it out. Because I thought, well, maybe it's loose, but it wasn't loose. And so, but anyway, I tightened it up either way. So we're going to put this thing back together, put a little thread locker on that thread right there, and I'm gonna pull that out and put a little bit on there. And then, but I did have to loosen it up quite a bit. It's pretty tight in there. So let me get that done and put this thing back on. All right, she's back in. I got the little jacket put back together. Got it slid back in. I just need to put my bench back together and tighten those up. Make sure they were all good and tight, and clean this up, and then we'll give her a go. And don't forget, when you pull that thing out, that has to go back in that hole. So you had to use a long screwdriver to reach back there and kind of touch it back into that hole. It's just just kind of hangs in there. So it just slips in, slips out. But anyway, it's important that you get that in there because you won't be able to get that thing back in there. It'll stop at about 3/4 inch and it won't go back any farther. So there you go. All right, George, I believe I've got my round circles back again. That's what it was. I'm gonna take that off there and look at it. Yep, they're back to being perfect again. That's delightful. This is a real waste sport. When it gets bad, I go flip it over to the other side. Use a 1/4-inch Luan, which is the cheapest it can get. And I just basically throw that thing away after 2 months, 3 months, and then probably 2.5 months of working on it. And all I gotta do is just run a little flattening over the top of that. That'll take it down flat again, get all the little nails out of the way, and any screw holes that went through that made it a little rough. And I repaired that time or two with just some glue and sawdust. Anyway, it works.